Welcome to Bloody Flicks. I'm your host Pete.
And I'm Kyle, and we talk about all things bloody.
And this is February, so we're going to be doing
My
Bloody
Bloody
February. And we're going to go over 4 movies. This is going to be an episode of 2 movies out of the 4. So this is episode 1, and we're going to cover 2 movies. And what's the first movie?
Till Death.
Till Death. And what was the year it was made?
2021.
So this is a fairly new movie, 2021, starring Megan Fox and a bunch of other people that who cares because it's Megan Fox, and after that, who cares who else was in it? No, there's a bunch of good actors in there. Want to lay down the premise of the movie?
Well, Megan Fox and her husband are having a bad marriage, and the husband decides to take her for a romantic weekend at their getaway house. He takes her out to dinner, and then they go to their getaway house for, try to rekindle that marriage. And, of course, they have sex. And she wakes up in the morning, and she's handcuffed to her husband, and he's kind of like, well, you know what? I'm going to shoot myself. So he shoots himself, and now she's got to try to find a way to get herself unhandcuffed from him.
Pretty much the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they start off with the movie because I just watched it for the first time, and you really like this movie a little more than I do. The premise is you see them. It's not a true Valentine's Day movie because their engagement is January, I believe, but it's a love story, so that's why it's in our Bloody February. Just not the love story I'd want, I don't think. But yeah, you could tell that she has a. It's not a flashback. It's actually her. She's cheating on her husband.
Yeah.
So Megan Fox is cheating on her husband, and she breaks it off. Then her husband, they're having dinner. She's just, I don't know. She's just a dead stare. You can tell something's not right. He can sense it. They exchange gifts, and he gives her a nice, steel necklace or
some kind of necklace
for the 11th year. So it's just
platinum.
Platinum. Is that a platinum necklace for the 11th year of their marriage? And she's like, oh, how nice. Like, and what does he get in return from her?
She gives him Super Bowl tickets
On the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and his favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and apparently that was when they were 4-12 and sucked and wasn't going to go to the Super Bowl. So he basically just kind of throws them on the table like
whatever.
Yeah, whatever, I don't care.
Which was kind of odd, and you're like, so you knew something was off about him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could tell something was not right, so you're thinking, okay, it's all her at the moment, and she's just dead stare. I'd have dropped the check and left a long time ago. I don't care how good looking Megan Fox is. If you can't even socialize or talk, she's like, good dinner, wow, necklace, here's your card. It was really I wasn't really into the movie at that point because she was kind of like, her character is too back and forth for me. But like one minute she's like, hey, I'm talking to him. Next minute she's like, like she took, some kind of pill or something and made her to a zombie. But so he's gonna take her and surprise her, and he gives her a blindfold. And he's gonna give her a present, and they what is the lake house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they take her to he redoes the lake house, where they've had beautiful memories together. And so as you said, the big surprise is.
He shoots himself after he handcuffs her.
Yeah, so she's handcuffed to a dead body. That was the surprise, the final surprise.
That's the first twist.
Yeah, so there are a lot of twists. The twist in this movie makes it unique and good. It's not so much the acting. The guys' actings were kind of cool, but Megan's was a little, I don't know. It's Megan Fox, so, I'm not this bad or good. It's okay. But the premise of the movie is really good. But there's a lot of twists, so she has to lug around. So he took everything out of the house. So you find out that he took the knives, he took the keys, not the keys to the car, but he emptied the gas out of the car. He did everything. He left a message in the car. He left her a message in a photo room. He left her, so as she can't get out of those handcuffs, there's nothing to cut the arm off with. You can't go saw and cut the arm off. So she pretty much drags his body around. Now, I give it to Megan Fox. She's fit. I can see her actually pulling this body around. And they did a good thing. They bruised up her wrist because she dragged the body down the stairs, around the house. I couldn't do that. Could you? I'd get making down the stairs and I'd be okay. We're done. I'm just gonna die here. No, she drug it outside to the car. He leaves her a message. What was the message?
Something about, oh, I can't believe you got this far and all this.
Yeah, if you got this far, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he tells her pretty much he knew she was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Then she doesn't have to go back in the house because there's no gas. So she drags the body back in the house. This is the part where I'm going, okay, it's freezing cold. There's hardly any heat in the house because she woke up freezing. You're outside in the snow.
Oh, and then she didn't have shoes on. Somehow he took her shoes.
Yeah, he took her shoes so she would suffer and struggle because he wanted her to die or stay at the house, which we find out. She goes to a room in the house which has pictures. So she has pictures of her and her boyfriend, pictures of other people, pictures of a person that attacked her back in the day. That's how they met. Because she was attacked back in the day. He was a cop or detective. That's how they met. Well, there's a picture of that person who attacked her on the wall. Then you find out that he was cheating all along too. He calls him a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a cheater too. So did she cheat because he cheated? Or are they both just sick of each other and just cheated because they just didn't get along?
I think they just cheated, both of them, because they didn't get along.
Yeah, so you kind of went your way, you kind of did this way, and together just kind of surviving, which is kind of like real life for a lot of people. So that was kind of cool. And then
the second twist,
yeah.
The husband hired the guy that attacked Megan before to come kill her for diamonds.
Well, he sets it up to where the boyfriend, which is a friend of the husband's, the guy she was cheating with, to come to the farmhouse randomly. So now they have Megan Fox. They have her the guy she was cheating with, the boyfriend, and then the killer on the way with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens?
Well, they killed the boyfriend first, which that was kind of this reminded me of Scream. It was just a couple stabs to the gut and falls over dead. But it was actually pretty brutal. The guy went to town on him.
This is the only part I have bad about the movie is that he's a detective too.
No, they're attorneys.
Attorneys, but they have a field of investigating. They know because he pinpoint, hey, the guy shows up, the younger brother shows up. He's kind of naive and dumb, and actually ends up helping Megan Fox towards the end, or trying to. He has plates from Indiana. Says he's from Buffalo to do repair on the house.
Yeah, like plumbing or something.
And he was only going to get $200. So just being an investigator, or not investigator, but having that, the boyfriend was like, hey, I don't trust you because you're getting Indiana plates from Buffalo, but yet he's dumb enough to stay on the porch. And then the killer shows up, which finds the brother. If you can investigate and figure all that out, why would you stand on the porch and try to take on two guys? Because the killer, the original killer attacker was a pretty big guy, pretty tall guy. Like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'd be running in the house and locking the door.
When Megan Fox and her boyfriend show up, what are you doing here? They figure out that it was planned by the husband. Something's planned, but you're standing out there, hi guys. I don't get it. Alright, so then what happens with the attacker comes to town?
Well, they were hired because I guess they were going to get diamonds. So the whole time they're trying to get into the safe, and Megan Fox is the only one that knows how to get into the safe. Well, finally, when they do capture her, they open the safe, there's no diamonds in there. Come to find out, the diamonds were actually made into that necklace that she has around her neck, and the only way to get the necklace off is to cut her head off.
Because the necklace does not come off.
Yeah, it doesn't come off. And they tried using like a pair of bolt cutters on it, and it would not come off. So yeah, the whole idea was to kill Megan Fox just to get diamonds.
Yeah, so he killed himself. He wanted the boyfriend dead, her dead.
Yep.
And then he was going to he wanted the attacker who, I don't know, put Megan Fox in some kind of weird state of mind for being attacked all those years ago or whatever. I think it was over 10 years ago. Yeah, it was different. She was really good about getting out of situations and fighting, but I can see Megan Fox being a kind of a fighter. I like how she washed her face. She goes to the scene where she's all bloody. She washes her face. They do that because you wanted to know it's Megan Fox. She's beautiful Megan Fox in the movie. And they made a thing why she washed her face, how it's rubbing off evidence. You do it because it's Megan Fox and she's in the movie, and that's why people are going to watch it. But then she left her bloody. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool parts, a lot of good twists. Um, her husband really wanted her dead.
And he thought of everything.
Yeah, and at the end, she ends up she hides in some places. Of course, they follow the blood trails and this and that, and there's some cool things where she has the beeper to the car. She's hiding in the cellar, and one brother's taking the husband's body down the hall, so she can't go upstairs because you see a shadow of the door of them dragging it here. You hear the commotion, which is really cool. So she's to hide. You hear the other guy coming down, so she knows she's going to get caught. So she was pretty smart and hit the alarm button on the car, and it takes them out to the car, so she can actually get out of the situation she was in. That was cool. And then the fact that they figured out, they're like, oh, they brought her out here because of this. She hit the alarm. Why? Oh, to get away because we were close. So they didn't play dumb like, hey, why is the alarm going off like in most movies? So they actually did a lot of smart things in the movie. And then does Megan Fox does her character survive?
Yes.
How does she survive?
She gets the brothers to turn on each other, so the younger brother gets killed by accident by the older brother. The older brother, they're fighting, and he kind of shoves him up against the wall, and there's like a hook to hang your coat on, and he like drives it into his back of his head and kills him. And then
that was the only accidental kill.
Yeah, that was the only accidental kill. And then she gets the older brother outside, like on the lake or whatever, and the ice, cracks and they fall in the water. And then she stabs him in the eye with his knife.
The other eye.
Yeah, the other eye.
Because she poked him in the eye the first time she was attacked.
Yep.
And it's a fake eye, actually, with keys. I thought it was cool because she actually handcuffs the original attacker to the body of her husband. So he's dragging his body, and he gets ice. You hear the ice crack, and he stabs ice, and it cracks, and they fall. So the body's dragging the attacker down, and he grabs Megan Fox. And at that point, I wanted the movie to be over, let them all die. That'd been cool. I really wanted them all. I'm like, please, that would have been another blood drop on the list. Let them all die right there. Of course, you can't do that because you have to have a surviving lady, like every other horror movie. You have to have someone survive. So I'm not sure how she got the knife away from. I think the knife was stuck in the attacker, but she took it out and stabbed him in his other eye, and then she was free. And they do the thing where she can't get through the ice, and last minute the knife comes up, which I'm gonna have to rewatch that again. Is that knife in her hand when she starts to go to the surface, or is it still in his eye?
No, she has it. She stabs him and pulls it out because she uses it to get through the ice.
I'm gonna rewatch that because the part where it's stuck in his eye and he's kind of doing this float away thing and it's still in his eye. I don't think you really see her take it out. That'd be pretty hard to do underwater. You can stab someone in the skull, you can stab their eye. It's not thin eye. I don't know if you watch that. But yeah, so she gets out, survives, and life is great. Maybe she'll be another Transformers movie now that she's alive. I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too, because hopefully they quit making Transformers movies because they're not that good anymore. But I don't know. You really like this movie. You like the twist.
I like the twist. My favorite kill actually was the husband shooting himself. I mean, because there really is only 4 kills in this movie. And, one's a stabbing, the other one's an impalement, the other one's basically stabbed and frozen to death in the water, drowned, and then the husband shooting himself. It's kind of the fact that he handcuffs himself to her and then blows his own head off. That was why it was my favorite kill.
Yeah, I would say the most shocking part was you knew something was going to happen. I thought he was going to turn around and call her out for cheating because at that point you didn't know he was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shot himself, which was surprising, but you knew something was going to happen. But you didn't know she was handcuffed until after she freaks out and goes, oh! And she's handcuffed. Yeah, you're right. The plot was pretty cool. A lot of twists, different. It's not like a true horror slasher, but it's more like a suspense slasher. But it's about bloody love, so it's on my Bloody February go around that we're doing. I don't know, so what would you give it? How many blood drops would you give till death?
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 blood drops.
4 out of 5 blood drops. I will give it 3.5 out of 5 blood drops because it was so unique and it's a pretty good story. So, all right. So anyway, until next time.
Stay bloody.